y'all? Tina here, yo. Let's get into some of these legal cases. I know I have been behind on covering them. We're going to knock 3 out. We're going to talk about Jonathan Majors finally being sentenced, Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, and also Porsha and Simon. So, hey, let's get into it. All right, so for everybody that don't know, which most people should know, the actor Jonathan Majors has been involved in a legal battle with his ex-girlfriend over alleged domestic violence charges. All right, pretty much what happened is the jury decided, hey, he's not guilty of intentionally assaulting her, but he did hurt her accidentally. So he was found guilty on 1 charge, innocent on the other 2 or 3. I can't remember. I was following this case very, very closely. I stopped covering it as much because, honestly, I was getting frustrated with his legal team. Let's take a look and see what the judge decided to give him. Let's check this article out. So it reads, actor Jonathan Majors has been ordered to complete a year-long counseling program but avoided jail time Monday for assaulting his ex-girlfriend in a high-profile case that derailed the once promising star's career, and that is a factimony. He was supposed to be the next guy up. He was going to be the face of Marvel. And this case has caused him to lose everything. Now, what I can say is he has a chance to bounce back. It's going to be tough. I've always said he's always going to need someone to advocate for him. And that's why I'm a firm believer in supporting these Black directors and executives, because honestly, with these type of cases, they're controversial. Like, let's be honest. And sometimes only your own will be willing to take a chance on you. So I support the Ryan Cooglers. I support the Gina Princes. I support the Blitz Bazoulet, the Ava DuVernays, the Jordan Peels, hell, even the Tyler Perrys, because you really got to kind of look to your own in these type of situations. So hopefully he's able to bounce back. But let's finish the article. The 34-year-old star of Creed 3 and other films had faced up to a year behind bars after he was convicted of misdemeanor assault by a Manhattan jury in December. In court Monday, Judge Michael Gaffey sentenced Majors to conditional discharge after noting that both sides in the case agreed the charges did not warrant jail time, and given the actor was a first-time offender with no prior criminal record. Is that insane or what? Both sides agreed that jail time is completely off of the table. So if jail time was completely off of the table, crazy. He said Majors must complete a 52-week in-person batterers intervention program in Los Angeles, where the actor lives. He also has to continue with mental health therapy his lawyer says he's been participating in. Majors faces a year in jail if found in violation of those terms, which also include a no-contact order with his former girlfriend, Grace Jabbari. I'm sure he's probably never going to contact that white woman ever again in his life. Matter of fact, he should run from all white women moving forward, okay? If he has not learned a lesson from this situation, my God. Majors, dressed in all black and accompanied by his girlfriend, actor Megan Goode, declined to address the courthouse without speaking to reporters. His lawyer, Priya Chaudhry, said the actor did not want to make any public statement that Jabbari could use against him in the civil she's filed against him. Hey, listen, I am on the team of he should settle that suit and pay her out. I think he should settle it. And this is the reason why. The longer he pushes this out, the further it pushes him from getting back into Hollywood like he wants to. And honestly, this goes to a jury trial. He's going to lose. He's going to lose it. And the reason he's going to lose it is because civil cases are so easy to win. And if she has all these text messages and all this other stuff, if I was his counsel, I would say, bro, let's sit down with her team and let's figure out a settlement that works, because you don't want more skeletons coming out. If Diddy would have paid Cassie 2 months before she decided to go public, his life may be going a little bit different. Now, I think he should pay her out and just be done. His lawyer says he's committed to growing as a person and will complete any court-mandated programs with an open heart, even as he maintains his innocence and plans to appeal. Jonathan, you're wasting your money. Let this go, my boy. Let it go. But Jabbari fights back tears as she addressed the court, says Majors refuses to acknowledge his guilt and remains a danger to those around him. That's crazy. She says he's not sorry. He has not accepted responsibility. He will do this again. He will hurt other women, and he believes he is above the law. I try not to comment on people's relationships too much when it comes to the intimate details of how things work, because honestly, nobody was there. What we do know is what we saw on that camera was him running away from her. He was frightened. He was scared. She, for whatever reason, believes he's a danger to society. Jabbari says Majors has made her believe the two were in a loving relationship, but in reality, he isolated her from the rest of the world and cut her off from family and friends. I was so emotionally dependent on him. She said I became a different person around him, small, scared, and vulnerable. Rather than acknowledge his actions, Majors has been openly critical of the court proceedings, launching a high-powered PR campaign. Oh, if this was a high-powered PR campaign, it was horrible. It was horrible. That included a nationally televised interview, added Assistant District Attorney Kelly Galloway as she argued for a sentence of violence counseling for Majors. What the hell is the difference from violence counseling and what he already got? What did he get? It sounds like they got what they wanted. Let's read on some more. Majors claims the 31-year-old British dancer was the aggressor, flying into a jealous rage after reading text messages from another woman on his phone. He maintained he was only trying to regain his phone and get away from Jabbari safely. I know y'all don't like to hear it. Black men, I'm looking at y'all. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but you got to be careful. Hey, I'm sending out prayers, bro. Tighten it up, get it together, go through your anger management, get some therapy. If you and Megan Goode are finna rock this thing out, y'all get some couples therapy. This has been traumatic for a first year in a relationship. Most women would run from this. Like, she has really, stood beside him. Grace Jabbari, you need to go back home or go do whatever you want to do. Get some counseling, get your life together, stop drinking so much. Everybody, let's just move on. Okay. All right, next up, Jeezy and Jeannie Mai are going through a very nasty divorce. So let's get into the latest proceedings with them. Jeezy wants to have full custody of the daughter. Sir, you don't want to take care of no little 2-year-old girl. Like, let's be honest, y'all. Let's read this article. Okay, Jeezy is now asking for primary custody of him and Jeannie Mai's young daughter amid their divorce, claiming that Jeannie Mai isn't taking care of the kid herself. The rapper just filed new legal docs obtained by TMZ, asking the judge to toss out the current custody and parenting time arrangement he hashed out in mediation with his estranged wife, and is requesting that his daughter be allowed to live with him full-time. Jeezy said he initially agreed to move to the basement at their breakup. However, he says Jeannie later moved out of their family home and took their little girl with her. Jeezy alleges that Jeannie has since tasked her brother and mother with majority of the care of 2-year-old Monaco, claiming Jeannie's extensive travel schedule isn't good for their kid, and adding that Jeannie has withheld his parenting time with the child for nearly 2 months. In the docs, Jeezy says the child would have more stability if he had primary physical custody, and that's what he's now asking the judge to enforce. Listen, I don't know what's going on with that, but what I will say is I don't know Jeannie Mai. I don't know her, but I don't think she's an unfit parent. Like, nothing he has said claims that she's unfit. Putting the claims out that you want primary custody of the little girl because you feel like Jeannie is pushing the little girl off onto her mother and brother is wildness, because let's keep it real. It's about to be summertime. Jeezy tours a lot in the summer. Jeezy hits festivals. He's hitting clubs. So the same thing is going to happen with you. The little girl is probably going to end up being with your mom or someone who's close to you, because you can't carry a 2-year-old around, a little girl at that, with the type of lifestyle that he lives, the performance life of a rapper. Like, why would you even want to put yourself in that situation? Now, I have heard that Jeannie Mai's brother is her assistant, so it would make sense if she's traveling off and she's doing interviews. I really don't even know what Jeannie Mai does for a living anymore, but let's just say Jeannie Mai is off and she's doing interviews or she's starring in movies. whatever she's doing. It makes sense that the little girl would be in the care of her brother if her brother is her assistant. He didn't state in the documents she's leaving the baby home alone with a nanny. He didn't state that the little girl is not eating. The little girl is constantly sick. Like, this is just crazy. Jeezy does not want that little girl full-time. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's a child support situation going on where he doesn't want to pay child support, but let's be real. Jeezy has 2 or 3 other kids that he don't want full custody of. And you want the baby, you want the 2-year-old? Jeezy ain't raised his other kids by himself. And you think at the age of 45 or 50, yo, this is sad, bro. And look, I'm not finna let Jeannie Mai off of the hook because Jeannie Mai just pulled some crazy stuff a couple months ago. She filed all these documents saying that she doesn't feel safe with the little girl around Jeezy because he has guns. First off, he lives in Georgia. He can have guns. But I didn't like that she was playing into the stereotype of he's a rapper and he lives a dangerous lifestyle and there's guns. Don't play them games because you married him and you knew his lifestyle. Same thing with Jeezy. You married her and you knew her lifestyle and you know that that woman is not a bad mother. Matter of fact, you have said publicly on interviews that you love her family. Her family is great. Her family makes you want to be a better family man. She's a great mother. She pushes you to be great. So now don't flip the script and be like, oh, she's a terrible mother. Come on, bro. And let me tell you something. One of my lawyer friends told me that Porsha, Jeannie Mai, Tiana Taylor, Nene Leakes, they all are using the same attorney and he is a dog. So I don't know if it's getting nasty. I don't know if Jeezy is just like, I don't know. Well, I'm going to be a firm believer in when you have a little girl at that age, if the mother is fit, leave that little girl with her mom. That is not the age to take her away from her mother. That is not the way to take her away from her circle. If her mother, Jeannie Mai, and the grandmother and the brother is the unit, the baby should stay there. Jeezy, you get the baby on your time and you have her with your unit of people. But to take full custody is crazy, Jeezy. That's wild. I don't know about that, bro. You're going to have to give us a little bit more to tell us why you need to have this 2-year-old little girl full time with the type of life you live. That's crazy. All right, next up, we're going to talk about Porsha and Simon. Let me find Porsha and Simon's situation. This is crazy. All right, so this is a pretty new filing about 4 days ago. And it says, Simon Guobadia's nanny says Porsha Williams abandoned his kids before divorce filings. All right, so the website Distractify obtained documents from Porsha and Simon's divorce proceedings with Fulton County Superior Court in Georgia and discovered how someone in Simon's camp really feels about his soon-to-be ex-wife. I remember when all this happened, I told people, I'm like, yo, this is legit. And everybody's like, no, this is not a real divorce. They're just doing it to hide the money. I tried to tell y'all this is real. And he said Porsha Williams left his children for 2 weeks before she filed for divorce. Porsha said, them ain't my kids, them his kids. Where they mama at? In April of 2024, Simon filed an objection to the court regarding a temporary order Porsha filed on April 3rd. Days later, Simon's nanny, who was listed in court as under the last name Silva, gave a witness statement that showed what went down days before Porsha filed for divorce. According to Silva, who also works as a house manager when Simon's children are away, Porsha asked Silva to stay with Simon's children longer than usual while he was away on business. The nanny opted to stay at the home overnight to take the kids to school the following day. Silva said Porsha greeted them in their room for her birthday. The Bravo star then left the house that evening, allegedly never came back until after the divorce filing was made public the following day. This is how you know that Porsha planted that information. Like Simon, the nanny stated she had no idea Porsha intended to leave Simon and said that they appeared to be happy before she left. I told y'all, do not let the Instagram post fool y'all. Porsha never wanted this man. Porsha wanted a lifestyle. And when she found out that he was a scammer, that was just a cherry on top to leave. Porsha never wanted this man Anyway, Simon's nanny also confirmed his claim that Porsha brought a man with a gun to his home. In addition to Simon's nanny's account of Simon's previous claim of his estranged wife's erratic behavior, which included bringing a man armed with a gun to his home. Now, if Porsha felt like she needed to bring security because she felt like Simon might get a little rough with her, hey, let her bring security. Silva stated in court that Porsha returned to Simon 2 weeks after leaving with a big guy who was walking like a bad guy. How can you walk like a bad guy? I wonder if this Miss Silva is black. Anyway, Simon asked the nanny to confront Porsha. Porsha allegedly told her she does not need to answer to anything. Proceeded to walk into the house with the man, who Silva said was inside the house sitting on the stairs with the gun showing at the time. She said seeing a man that they had never seen with Porsha before was shocking. They became concerned about Simon and his children's safety. Simon eventually called the police, who met with Porsha. Porsha returned to the home several more times in March of 2024. During that time, Silva claims she became uncomfortable being around the man with her children, pushing Simon to change the garage and front door lock so Porsha couldn't get in. As Page 6 reported on March 26, Porsha was allegedly only allowed to visit the home and the nanny wasn't alone with her. The nanny think the man gonna do something to her? Silva said Porsha bringing more security to her and Simon's former marital home was unnecessary because Simon had daily security there. Porsha hinted that she was not out of Simon's house yet. April 8th, Porsha posted a few snaps of her and her daughter, Pilar, enjoying the eclipse in her and Simon's backyard. This Porsha stuff is a mess. It's a disaster because Simon is not playing fair. Simon is not about to lay down and roll over and let Porsha do him any type of way. Simon's like, I'm going to play the social media games with you. I'm going to play the money games with you. He's been out flogging around like on Maybachs. Simon also says, I'm going to play the social media game with you. If you want to leak things, I'm going to leak things. And I'm also going to play the legal game with you. Porsha, you might have got in over your head with this. I don't know if this one's going to be a smooth operation. Simon's a diva, okay? He's not playing games with you. But yeah, hope they can get it together. This season of Real Housewives of Atlanta should be interesting is what I'll say. I know Andy wishes the cameras was rolling right now. It's been juicy since February with what they have going on. Simon out with other women, Porsha back hugged up with Dennis. It's been a lot. And the cameras ain't catching none of it. But we getting it on social media. So how do y'all think this divorce is going to go down with Porsha and Simon? Also, do you think Jeezy should have full custody of the little 2-year-old baby? And do you think Jonathan Major's sentence was a fair one? Leave your comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.